Published, 17:30 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 13th of July 2018. Updated, 17:48 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 13th of July 2018. There was a moment in training on Friday when Wayne Rooney's teammates were left in no doubt that it was, quite literally, time to get down to business. DC United's squad had split into two to-do rondos, when a ball is passed around a circle with one man trying to whine it back before the main session started. There were laughs among his group when Rooney's first pass saw him become piggy in the middle, but soon the laughter stopped. Wayne Rooney, pictured during training last week, is preparing to make his debut in MLS. The former Everton and Manchester United striker is settling into his new life in Washington. On he thought Rooney would spend a few minutes chasing shadows was swiftly extinguished. The first pass was slightly off target and, with that, the 32-year-old flung himself into a slide tackle, something you don't tend to see in such a light-hearted drill, and won back possession. "The big man is back," he declared after shaking off an injury to be fit on the eve of England's 2006 World Cup campaign. It wasn't the glitz and the glamour of football's biggest stage, but this was Rooney announcing himself to his new teammates, when he was unveiled by DC United 10 days ago, at a venue a stone's throw from the iconic U.S. Capitol building. His overriding message was that he had not crossed the Atlantic to retire. Those who have watched him go about his work since then have realized those words have substance. Rooney, England's record goal scorer, will make his first appearance for DC United in the early hours of Sunday morning, but it has not yet been decided whether he will start against Vancouver Whitecaps. Part of him would have loved to have been in Russia with England's World Cup squad and, perhaps, if last season he had scored his 11 goals for Everton after Christmas, rather than before, there would have been a clamour for him to be included in Gareth Southgate's squad. Rooney attempts to block a pass as he gears up for his first game as a DC United player. The former England captain poses during the ribbon-cutting ceremony of Audi Field this week. The focus on Sunday, inevitably, will be on Moscow as France and Croatia square up, but across the Atlantic, the clash between DC and Vancouver will carry great significance for Rooney. Nobody, it must be stressed, is trying to pretend DC United have signed the buccaneering forward of 10 years ago, but the pride that still burns inside means he is approaching this contest as if it was a Premier League game. He has a point to prove. It still hurts how things ended with Everton. Friday marked a year to the day since Rooney scored his first goal after that romantic return from Old Trafford during a friendly in Tanzania, and how he was told he could leave rankles. "I said to Everton, listen, I'm not a kid, and if leaving is what you want, tell me," Rooney told ESPN FC earlier this week. "If you want me to stay, tell me, and we talked about it. As an 18-year-old, I wouldn't have been able to handle that the way I have now. They told me, and I said, fair enough. I'm not going to disrespect the club. So this option became available and I felt this was the right one." To give you an idea of how his mindset has not changed, he turned down the chance to speak after the session, which DC's co-owner Jason Levian and general manager Dave Casper watched, ended. He has never given interviews 24 hours before a game and doesn't intend to break the habit. Rooney was told he could leave Everton at the end of last season and chose a move to the US. The 32-year-old speaks to his new DC United teammates during a training session last week. "I has come to America to help change DC United's fortunes. They were champions in 3 of the first 4 years following the league's inception in 1996. This season, they have won just 2 of their 14 MLS games so far this season and are bottom of the Eastern Conference with 11 points. They have, however, invested £428 million on their new Audi Field home, and the lucrative 3.5-year contract they have handed Rooney reflects their ambition. While some people in DC remain unmoved by the hype and are unaware of who Rooney is, the excitement around the club is tangible. It has also, however, thrown them into uncharted waters. For example, TMZ, the leading tabloid entertainment platform in the US, have sent paparazzi to follow them. Usually, they would have no interest in sport, but Rooney's name has changed the dynamic. He is still big news, after all. He always will be.